Has this ever happened to you? That the moment you finally get into a groove with your business and feel really confident about your products, your marketing, your social media, that the algorithm or the economy or the trends completely change and you are back at square one? Well, that's not gonna happen to you in 2026 because today's video I am sharing my 6 small business predictions and how to navigate these trends so you can stay ahead of them. From somebody who has coached dozens of entrepreneurs and also have run my own small business completely solo the past 8 years. So go ahead and get cozy, maybe make yourself a cup of tea, and let's dive into number 1. Now this first one might be the most shocking, but I believe that the rise of AI is actually going to lead to a rise of community. Even though ChatGPT and similar bots just came out 3 years ago, people are already sick of AI from stealing artists' work, the impacts on the environment, and just creating more disconnection between people. Studies have shown that 52% of Americans, and I would probably argue more, feel lonely at least once a week. We are literally craving human connection, and all we're getting more of is robots and technology. But I think you can use this to your advantage for your business by creating more community spaces for your people to come together that isn't just your social media. For example, if you own a physical storefront, you could do different events like a workshop where you teach something. For example, the plant nursery down the road from me, they do a yearly wreath making workshop where for one evening, everybody gets together, nice and cozy, sipping cocoa, does some crafting, gets in the spirit of Christmas, and they get to hang out with their community. Plus, they remember you as the person who hosted this amazing event where they got to make some friends. Or if you don't feel like you have anything you could teach that goes along with your business, you could also just host a sip and sale where you stay open later at night, you offer an exclusive discount, maybe you invite a brewery or coffee shop to set up a booth, and people get to hang out and shop and again have that sense of community. Or if you don't want to do any of that work, you can also just rent out your store for other people to host events. That way they will take care of the marketing, the teaching, all of that kind of stuff, but you get to have people come into your storefront, see your products, and again, be remembered as one of those community makers in your area. Now, if you don't have a physical storefront and you're more of a virtual or online business like me, there's still some ways you could incorporate more community into your 2026 plans. For example, you could host an in-person retreat. This is really popular in the spiritual space where healers or yoga instructors, or I've even seen dance instructors, have people meet them in a beautiful tropical location and get to really connect with each other over a couple of days. Or you could host a VIP day or a local meetup so that way people can take the relationship offline. Or you could even create your own communities online through a membership like Patreon, exclusive content on another platform, or what I've done with Business Besties, that's a text community. So every single day, a bunch of us small business owners get together and talk about our goals for the week, ask for feedback on our products or on our post, celebrate our wins, and then we also have a monthly coffee chat where we all hang out together on Zoom and talk about what's coming up for us, and again, get to have that sense of community, even though we are miles and miles and sometimes even countries apart. And by the way, if that sounds like a community you are looking for, all you have to do is scan this QR code or click the link in the description to learn more about Business Besties. My second prediction for 2026 is that the social media bubble is finally going to pop. We have seen more and more people leaving platforms like Instagram and TikTok the past couple of years and are just generally burnt out by the algorithm showing them paid ad after paid ad and not actually the content from people that they follow. And from a small business owner's point of view, the engagement sucks, and constantly trying to keep up with the algorithm and posting 24/7 is not the vibe. So what can you do if your main marketing strategy right now is social media? I'm not telling you to never post on Instagram and TikTok again, but I think it would be smart to diversify your approach a little bit so that way you have other avenues to connect with your community that aren't just Reels and TikToks. For example, you could get into email marketing. So that way there's no algorithm and you can get your work directly in front of your people whenever you would like. There's also LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, so many other platforms that allow you to connect with people that isn't necessarily social media and doesn't run on the same meta algorithm that has been burning all of us out recently. And then there's always the old-fashioned ways, like business cards. You could even do like radio ads or newspaper ads if you think that's where your community is hanging out. And don't forget the power of referrals. It's like OG influencer marketing, where a friend tells you that they love this product or their service from a small business. You are so much more likely to invest in it. So maybe 2026, your strategy, other than decentralizing and diversifying your social media approach, would be to create a referral program where people get some kind of discount or reward for recommending you to somebody else. Now, if you still want to use social media as your main marketing platform, no judgment. You do what's best for you and your business always. But my next prediction is going to give you a tip that's going to make it a lot more lucrative with a lot less effort. My third small business prediction for 2026 is that short form content is out and long form content is back in. I don't know about you, but personally, I am burnt out by the trendy 5-second reels where somebody's dancing or pointing at the screen and telling you more information is in the caption and just keeps replaying the audio a million times looping while you're trying to figure out what they're even talking about. And surprisingly, it's not just me. YouTube reported that there was a 12% increase from 2023 to 2024 of people who watched long-form content, aka videos that were over 30 minutes. People are realizing that their attention spans are dwindling using these social media apps, and they're again looking for more connection, more experience, more personality than you could fit into a little short clip that you see on Instagram. So if you do want to continue using social media in your marketing, which I would highly recommend, it's literally free to use it, would be to focus on long form content. For example, making YouTube videos like this, or getting back into writing blogs. We've seen Substack explode over this past year because again, people want to deeply know who they are connecting with online. And we also have seen quite an increase in podcasting as well. Just in the past 5 years, we have gone from 55% of Americans listening to a podcast weekly to now 73% of Americans. That's a 20% increase. Now you may be thinking,
Tara, you said this was going to be more lucrative and less effort. The long-form content definitely feels like a lot more work.
and I'll be honest with you, filming a YouTube video like this or writing a blog does take more work up front, but that content will last you a lot longer because of SEO, aka search engine optimization. I still have some YouTube videos and blogs from years ago getting traction where my Instagram post from yesterday is already basically dead. So this strategy may take a little bit more time, but long term it's going to lead to more engagement, more views, possibly more sales, and a deeper connection with your audience as well. Which actually leads me into prediction number 4. Value-led businesses are going to become the leaders. We all saw what happened to Target this past year when they got rid of their DEI initiatives. Over $20 billion in market value was lost, and I believe the CEO resigned. Or possibly got fired. But we've also seen other businesses like Bombas and Patagonia rise in popularity because they lead with their values and have initiatives to support them. Now more than ever in this heightened political climate, consumers care about where they're spending their money. And while your beliefs might repel a few people, it'll also cause even more people to fall in love with you and your brand and spend their dollars there, even if your products cost a little bit more. And if you don't believe me, all we have to do is look at good old Ben and Jerry's, aka those 2 guys who built an ice cream company in Vermont, which is one of the coldest states in the country, and literally turned it into an international brand where people are willing to pay more per pint because of the mission behind the product. Which which, by the way, I would highly recommend reading this book. It's a little bit old, but really interesting how they didn't just slap a donation on top of their product, but actually lead with their values at every single step of the process in manufacturing and distributing. So how can you apply this to your business? The simplest way would be to come up with a mission statement and put that on your website and possibly post it on social media so people know where you stand on the matters that are important to them. Or you could also turn it into one of your core content pillars if this is something that deeply affects you. For example, being an LGBTQ+ woman, I talk a lot about the different things going on in this country that could affect my marriage and my happiness and my life, as well as speak up for other minorities that I can empathize with. And I'm not gonna lie, at first it was really scary and my heart was pounding when putting out that post. But it has allowed me to connect so much deeper with my audience, as well as meet so many other people who believe in the same things I do. Another way that you could be values-led is by donating a certain percentage of your profits to an organization you believe in. And the plus side of that is people feel even better about spending money with you. Or you could also create a sliding scale or a pay-what-you-can model in your business or on certain products, so that way it's more accessible to more people. Which leads perfectly into my fifth prediction. Lower ticket is going to be the secret to success. I don't know if it's just because I'm in the coaching industry, but I have seen some crazy high ticket offers the past couple of years. We are talking like $20,000 a month for weekly 60-minute sessions, which I am all for good-hearted women making money, so no shame there. But with everything going on in the world, I think people are even more cautious about spending money. Now, this doesn't mean disaster for your small business. It just means that we have to pivot and find some lower ticket offers. For example, one of my clients is an illustrator who makes the most cozy, whimsical designs on her iPad. But her main income stream was custom portraits that are gonna cost you a couple $100s. So one of our main focuses this past year was to find lower priced products, such as using her illustrations for puzzles, wall art, calendars. That way anybody at any price point can have some of her beautiful art in their home. So my advice for any small business owner in 2026, no matter how much revenue or sales you did this past year, would be to look at your product suite and identify the price gaps and find ways to fill them. Not only is this going to allow your offers to be more accessible to more of your community, but it also then allows you to create a funnel where you can upsell people to the next product in your suite and so on and so forth when they are financially able. I've been doing this in my own business for years, and I think it is the coziest approach to marketing because now when I show up on social media, it's really to serve my community and help them get the resources they need, whether that's a free guide or a $10 ebook. And then I can create a deeper connection with them in email and upsell them to my coaching packages that require a little bit more explanation than I can fit into a 5-second reel. By the way, if you need some help brainstorming, creating, and marketing your first passive product funnel, all you have to do is scan this QR code or click the link down in the description to learn more about rest and revenue. Your step-by-step guide to building your business the cozy way with passive products. While we're on the topic of building your business the cozy way, that actually leads perfectly into my sixth and final prediction for 2026. That more and more people are going to be embracing slow living. Or at least that's my hope. Because when I started my business back in 2017, it was the height of hustle culture. Like I couldn't even go to the bathroom without feeling like I should be on my phone answering emails or responding to comments. And as you can imagine, that led to a lot of stress, a lot of burnout, and eventually leaving that business entirely and starting over on my own with Magically Terra Simone LLC. And I don't want that to happen to you. So please learn from my mistake, and if you don't take anything else from this video, at least do this one tip. Start to practice slow living. This could look like taking a weekly social media break or setting business hours so that way you have the evening off to indulge in your favorite hobbies, or just taking some time to actually enjoy the life you work so hard for. Not only is this going to benefit you and your stress levels, so that way you can stay in your business for the long term and not burn out like I did, but I think it's also going to improve your content and your products. Just last year alone, we saw a 63% increase in people searching slow living on Google. And all over TikTok and Instagram, cozy content creators have been blowing up. Now more than ever, people want that elusive work-life balance and to feel cozy and comfortable. And if you feel that way in your life, it's gonna come across in your content and products. So I truly believe that if you slow down a little bit, romanticize your work, and enjoy your life, it's not just gonna benefit you, but also your business. But if you're not really sure where to start, this video here with my full day in the life might give you some inspiration.